Hey guys, and welcome. Lately, I've been thinking about expanding what sort of movie-related videos I could do on this channel, and I came up with an idea. That idea is every week or so do a brief update on the movies I've been watching and provide my thoughts and criticisms of them. It'll be less time-consuming than making reviews, so if I start doing this, among some other things I've been thinking about, I should have videos up more regularly for your enjoyment, in addition to the movie reviews that I'm not about to stop doing. It won't necessarily be every week, and I may have to cheat a little bit and mention movies that I saw quite a while ago, but either way, I'm sure it'll come out well. With that said, I hope you enjoy the first installment in what should be a new series of videos on this channel. Dr. No. It has taken me ages to get to seeing a James Bond film, and I finally saw one. I didn't think the movie was flat out amazing or anything, but I did like it quite a bit. Sean Connery was very memorable in his role, and I could detect the level of influence James Bond has had on future icons in action films. The film gradually gets better as it moves along, which is of course a good thing, and in general, Dr. No is basically the right type of movie made with the intent of being fun. It has the right amount of action as well as mystery, and it makes it a naturally good spy thriller. Master and Commander. I'm gradually becoming more and more a fan of director Peter Weir. Gallipoli, The Truman Show, and Dead Poets Society are all fantastic movies, and this one was quite good too, however I did enjoy it less than his other movies. It's a fun action/drama film set during the Napoleonic Wars, and has a really good performance by Russell Crowe. I do think that the film moves very slowly at times and doesn't have the most engaging plot ever, but for what it was worth, it was a good watch. The Terminal. I've been looking forward to seeing this for ages. Outside of being a big fan of both Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, I really anticipated seeing this for the positive comments about it, and that I heard that it was great from friends both on and off of YouTube. I saw the movie, and I thought that it was a brilliant comedy with an undeniably great performance by Tom Hanks, and humour that mocks the systems of airport operations. You really sympathise with this character and grow attached to him throughout the movie, and there's a great balance between comedy and serious drama. I really do recommend that you see this movie, especially if you're a fan of the director or the actor. The Kid. Lately, I have been watching Charlie Chaplin films, and I've loved every single one of them. In fact, The Gold Rush, Modern Times, and City Lights are now among some of my favourite movies ever. This is my least favourite of the Chaplin films that I've seen, but it's highly entertaining nonetheless, and has a very short runtime, making it very convenient to watch for people with strict schedules. The humour is the same as what can be seen in Chaplin's other tramp movies, but I think this one actually had some really emotional moments that the other ones didn't. What can I say? I love Charlie Chaplin, and naturally, I just love this little movie. Immortals. I didn't want to see this. I urged my friends to go see Drive instead, but I was unsuccessful, and well, this movie was trash. The film had absolutely no emphasis on plot or character development, and you could tell that the purpose was merely to show off superficial effects that were enhanced by 3D. The number of times they showed off some dude getting cut in half is relentless, and you never care about the action because it gets old very, very quickly. It's a film without any real substance, and it's hard to enjoy if you demand more than just visuals. Immortals is a bad film. Skip it. New Nightmare. At last, I have finally seen every Nightmare on Elm Street movie. The first is one of my favourite movies. I love the first two sequels, but after that, they just gradually got worse. But this film was really refreshing. The new take on the story made it stand on its own a lot more, and I also think it's one of the scariest they ever did. I'm not sure how it compares to Freddy vs. Jason, but I could definitely say that this is one of the best Nightmare on Elm Street movies they ever did. I didn't care for Freddy's new design, but everything else pretty much captures why this series is so lovable. Definitely see New Nightmare, especially if you love the early Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Red Dawn. This is a movie that I've been really wanting to see for a while, despite the heavy critical backlash. Watching the movie, I had a lot of fun, but that backlash is totally understandable. One of the best things about Red Dawn is the cheese value that amplifies the already unbelievable premise. The film hasn't got any engaging drama at all, and some of the dialogue is just flat out terrible. It was probably much more effective in the time it was released, and now is nothing more than a dumb, low-budget movie. But I still had quite a lot of fun with it, and I think you should see it if you're willing to lighten up a little bit. Amadeus. This movie was excellent. I saw this out of curiosity, being that this is Doug Walker's second favourite movie, and I can see why. The film is beautifully directed by Milos Forman, has some of the best set decoration I've ever seen, and offers not only a reasonably humorous and simultaneously serious presentation of Mozart, but it also has a nice story on one's conflict with religion and their sanity. It's a wonderful period piece, and certainly a movie that could be regarded as a must-see movie. I wouldn't change a thing about it, and the movie was made to the point of perfection, as far as movies like this go. Definitely see Amadeus. Valkyrie. Despite what some of my friends thought of it, I thought that this was an excellent movie, and certainly different from your average World War II film. Tom Cruise is fantastic as Stauffenberg, and the guy who played Hitler is one of the best Hitlers I've seen in movies, and that's a good thing to say considering this Hitler didn't have a lot of screen time. The ending doesn't really end well for the heroes, but this is a piece of historical fiction that needs to have some form of accuracy to real events. As far as it went in that aspect, I feel that the movie did very well. Bryan Singer's film kept me engaged without any problems, and I think any history buff should check it out. Young Frankenstein. I saw this movie before I saw the original Frankenstein from 1931, and I still had no trouble seeing how this movie both tributed and parodied the original classic with Boris Karloff. It's probably the best performance I've seen from Gene Wilder, and the rest of the cast, notably Peter Boyle, Terry Garr, and Marty Feldman, are all likable in their own way. The film was directed by Mel Brooks, and it has sparked more of an interest to see his other movies in me. Also, the contemporary use of black and white is awesome, to say the least, and it makes it feel more like a classic chiller from the 1930s, and helps reinforce its already obvious purpose outside of just being entertaining. This is a classic comedy, and kept me laughing the whole way through. And well guys, that's the end of this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.